Why does it feel like pleasure pulls us away from our goals a lot of times? What if the real issue is not with pleasure itself, but the type of pleasure we seek? The problem isn't that we enjoy pleasure, it's that we trade long term fulfillment for fleeting gratification. We have two different types of gratification, it's instant gratification and long term gratification. And whichever one you choose strongly defines how how much progress you're going to make in your goals or your life. So, pleasure is not bad. It's not a bad thing at all. It's a natural part of being human and a gift when it is enjoyed rightly. The problem arises when pleasure is pursued in ways that distract from purpose, values, and long term goals. And an example of that is when you're choosing to scroll on social media. A big thing for me when I was starting to work out was I had my home workout, I had everything set up, but then in between sets I would sit and scroll on my phone for like 10 minutes at a time. And it was making it to where I was having like 4 hour long workouts. It was a lot longer than I need to, and there's a lot of wasted time during it. So, and then it could also just be skipping the entire workout for scrolling. I had a very bad problem with scrolling on social media. So our dopamine trap, we have a dopamine trap. We when we are partaking in instant gratification, it releases dopamine, making quick pleasures feeling rewarding. But it often leads to a cycle of depending on it, and we are dissatisfied with ourselves. It becomes an addiction. It's a continuous loop. You feel that need for dopamine, but instead of choosing to go for the long term gratification, you fall into the short term, and it is a cycle. So, what is instant gratification exactly? Instant gratification is a pleasure that provides an immediate reward with a very minimal effort, and that it can be from junk food, binge watching TV, or just aimlessly scrolling online. So when we are choosing to go for the easy thing instead of the hard thing, one of the things I look to the most to instant gratification, one of the things that I look for an example for in instant gratification is choosing porn and masturbation over finding an actual relationship with a woman. When we are choosing to do that, or if you're a woman, choosing that over finding a relationship with a guy. When we are choosing that, we are choosing something very simple over something that can be very meaningful if we actually pursued it and chose to go for the long term gratification. And then what's the long term gratification? Long term gratifications are pleasures that come from delayed rewards and align with our goals and values. So, examples of long term gratification would be building a strong body through consistent workouts or mastering a skill. It could be learning how to play the guitar, it could be something just it takes a while to do, but you're going to have that reward. It's going to be delayed, but it's going to be a lot more fulfilling because instant gratification will feel good now, but it often leaves us feeling empty later. And long term gratification is going to be challenging. It's going to take a lot of discipline to get through, a lot of consistency, but it will offer a deep satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment. So, why is instant gratification? If I still haven't convinced you that instant gratification is not good, well, first of all, our instant gratification is going to come away to avoid discomfort. That's how it happens. Um, that's the reason why we can't have both instant gratification and long term gratification, because instant gratification becomes a way to avoid that discomfort or challenges that are essential for the long term gratification. So we need to be making sure that we don't allow it to become a way for us to just cope with not doing the long term gratification. It also, when we're doing fleeting pleasure, oftentimes it doesn't even fulfill us. It leaves us wishing that we had chosen to do something more meaningful. Pleasure that leads into pain is not pleasure at all. Overindulgence in our instant pleasures will is going to dull our sense of purpose and prevents our pursuit of deeper joys. And a lot of times it's through spending hours gaming instead of working on our passion project. It's eating junk food when our goal is to get healthier. We need to shift our mindset away from these instant gratification into long-term gratification, and that's going to be through having awareness. It's going to be a recognizing our triggers for seeking instant gratification. What is our triggers? It's going to be different for everybody, because it could be scrolling on Instagram is our trigger. It could lead to, if you're struggling with porn, it could be just stumbling upon some kind of Instagram reel from that. We need to find our triggers for our addiction. What makes you want to seek that instant gratification? And if you don't know from right now, just start journaling your thoughts. Start journaling something. I think journaling for when you're trying to find an answer to a solution, start journaling about it. It doesn't even have to be about the solution at first. Just start journaling about the problem. What is the problem? What are your thoughts on it? And start reflecting on when you feel drawn to quick pleasures can help. Set clear goals for yourself as well. Create a specific and meaningful long-term goal to focus on. We don't want it to be vague. If you're going to be very vague with it, I don't think you're going to stick with it very, very long. Instead of choosing, I want to get fit as a goal, aim for, I want to run a 5K in 3 months. Now you have a specific goal. Now you have something that you're going to work for. It's going to become a lot more meaningful because you have that end goal. You have that end goal of the 3 months, and you have an actual thing to achieve. If you've never ran a 5K in 3 months, that's going to be a big achievement for yourself. And we need to redefine pleasure, because a lot of times, because of the instant gratification, our idea of pleasure is just that. Going to that whenever we want that little boost dopamine. But we need to learn to find joy in the process, not just the reward. Because we can appreciate the discipline. We can appreciate working out. We can appreciate the steps to get there. Because honestly, that's the fun part about it. It's honestly the fun part about going for these goals is through the process. It's doing the thing. So find pleasure in the process instead of just reward. And also delay gratification. To get more used to long-term gratification, you're going to find it through delaying gratification. So we need to be practicing small acts of discipline daily. And I learned this technique from a YouTuber a little bit back ago. I don't remember what his name is. But what he suggested, for especially if you're struggling with eating junk food, a good way to break that habit, buy your favorite snack and place it right on your desk where you're going to see it every single day. And you are going to manually, with your thoughts, tell yourself no when you're tempted. You're going to be tempted to eat the snack, but you're going to tell yourself no. You may eat it a couple of times. You're going to probably fail, but you're going to get stronger by each time. Your resistance to it is going to be stronger from each time, because we want to be swapping these instant pleasures for more productive forms of relaxation. We can find some easier thing to do instead of, when we're tempted, instead of trying to go do this big workout, because it's not going to really work. why we want to do the short-term pleasure is because we want to relax a lot of times. So we need to find a productive form of relaxation. An example could be to go read. If you find reading relaxing, go do that. Or go for a walk. Go out into nature. Go on a hike. Go see the beauty of God's creation. That's a very good way to just find just a lot of peace is through that. So I hope that this video helped you in some kind of way. I hope it brought some kind of thoughts to you guys, because I think it's really important to realize pleasure is not a bad thing. I'm realizing a lot nowadays is people think that it's pleasure that's the bad thing. But pleasure should be a good thing, but it needs to be the right kind. It can't be instant gratification, because it's trading short-term happiness for long-term regret. So we need to be going for the long term, which brings lasting fulfillment through our goals. So I want to just encourage you guys, because pleasure is better when it aligns with our values and our goals. Seek joy that lasts. Thank you guys for watching. I want to before you guys take off, I want to kind of promote this a little bit. But I have a free fitness coaching in the description below. It's completely free. You get calls with me monthly. You can text me for any kind of questions, and it's just a way I can help you with your fitness goals a lot better through that, if that's something that you're working on. If it's not, don't worry about it. It's not for you, and that's completely fine. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.